I have been reflecting a lot lately on the power of showing up. And I find myself kind of longing for the possibility that just showing up as myself um, is enough because sometimes I think it feels exhausting to try to be the very best version of yourself, to try and um, to say the most inspirational things, to make sure to kind of future proof the possibility of failing at getting results. I don't know if it's because my work is tied so much to outcomes in other people's lives and that the ability to demonstrate that people get better when they see me um, is sort of a marker of my business's success. I don't really think that that's the issue because I have been in a number of very corporate career positions where they claim to have a mindset of meritocracy, um, which I remember in my 20s and 30s thinking was such a great thing because it was like, it didn't matter what level you were or it didn't matter where you came from. It only mattered, that you did the best work and that would be the key to success. And that really spoke to something that I think I innately believed about myself, which is that my value was tied to my outcomes. Um, and I don't know, I've been going through my own personal work over the past couple years. I think dealing with some health stuff, but also just maturing through life's transitions. I think I've started to see how I've been stuck in this mindset of being connected too strongly to other people's perspectives on my own um, achievements, I guess. And I remember recently doing something hard and feeling a little overwhelmed with my ability to meet the moment with what it needed. And I asked someone, I've been thinking, and it's been coming up a lot for me lately. I just keep thinking of this moment where I said, I just need one thing. I need you to tell me that showing up is enough. And I don't know why that was my instinct. I think for months I've been thinking about like why did I say that? I've never said anything like that before. And I think because I was tired. I've been tired, sort of exhausted by sort of a number of things happening concurrently in my life. And also just the fact that being in perimenopause means that my energy levels are really all over the place. I am not able to be as consistently high performing an individual as I was in my younger years. And so it's got me wondering, like, am I still of value? And I mean, of course the answer has to be yes, right? Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, when I really take a step back and unpack it, it doesn't make sense to me that my value would be tied up in in whether or not I deliver. Because what if you get sick? Like what if either, I mean, there are a number of circumstances outside of your control that would make it impossible for you to be the very most achieving version of yourself. And it feels really superficial when you break it down, when you start to think about what it would mean if the world really only operated under a measuring stick of like people who do great things are wonderful and everyone else is meaningless. That would be a horrible place to inhabit. And yes, and yet it's the place that so many of us inhabit inside our minds because or our own internal voice has told us that showing up isn't enough, that you have to do more, you have to be the best. And I know I'm speaking to a certain type of person here, and if this doesn't resonate with you, then like totally disregard it. But I've really just been sort of reflecting on this hypothesis, like that it could be possible that deciding I have a certain set of personal values that aren't important to me and that I believe define who I am, not what I do, but who I am inside. And that showing up fully in alignment with those values is what makes me um, successful, is what makes me worthwhile. And I can show up in alignment with my values no matter how I'm feeling on any given day. And so that's like it's a really liberating idea. And so I just would love to offer that to you today. If you, like me, on a Monday are feeling sort of overwhelmed by the things that are just you're never gonna do all the things you want to do, right? Like the list is always gonna be longer um, than time will allow for. And that's okay because it's the intention, it's the striving, it's the desire, it's the passion, it's the hope. All those things are what make human experience. I'm getting all choked up over here. All those things are what make the human experience wonderful. And to participate fully in the human experience, you just have to show up. And isn't that great? Isn't that a relief? I don't know. That's what I'm working on this week and probably all month. And I hope that offers you something to contemplate. And I'll see you next week.